Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Hit the Bid here on December 28th. This is Ty Robbie here with your Week 52 Market Watch. I hope everyone enjoyed their Christmas break. Hit the Bid and closing comments will be back in action here as we move into Week 52, close out the year, and be looking for good opportunities to set us up as we move into 2026. So let's jump right in here and get started. First on the board, we got our February live cattle. Over the last couple of weeks, we have seen this market just trading in a nice low volatility, tight daily ranges here in the bullish territory. However, bulls laying a nice foundation here over the last 3 weeks, setting up for a nice start to 2026. This live cattle market has seen a nice rally off of this Thanksgiving week low, all the way down here near 204, all the way up into bullish territory, getting that flip above that 50-day average on the 5th of the month. Since then, it's just been a nice steady 3-week range here as the bulls continue to see price acceptance up here in bullish territory. We are seeing good support in this market as we have seen tests of that 50-day moving average from above as the bulls continue to defend that line. We will expect to see bullish support all the way down here into 225 as long as they can defend this 225 line. Look for the bulls to keep finding good value area buys down in this area or as they retest these moving averages. Last week, we did see the 20-day average finally printing back above the 50 for the first time since this whole market started to break down back here in October. But that is just another sign that this market is starting to see signs of health and setting up for a nice rally here. This overhead gap here from 232.5 up to 233.5 continues to keep a lid on price. As we look back here throughout the month of September and October, that 230 to 232 area was acting as really good support as this market was trading above it. Following that big breakdown, this market has been capped here as we are now trading below 232, but we are setting up and the bulls are putting up some nice pressure on that level and looking like they're setting up for a nice breakout here to start off 2026 on the right foot. As long as the bulls are able to defend 225, they should see some good buyer support down here. More bids above last Friday's high at 230.55 should get this market rolling higher. Bids above this line will have this market chewing up here through this gap, and once we're able to close it or trade above it, should be pretty smooth sailing for the bulls, and we should see some nice upside here. And the bulls try and head back towards those all-time highs if we are able to get some bids above here and close that gap. Once that gap is closed, should be pretty smooth sailing and set us up for a nice uptrend here as we start off 2026. Look for the bulls to keep defending this 225 level and our major moving averages. If they continue to do so and get some bids above these prior month highs, should see nice upside here into 2026. Jumping over to the March feeders now. This market also seeing pretty similar action to that live cattle market, just a little bit more bullish lean to it. Putting in a low back here during the Thanksgiving week, rallying up here into bullish territory. Throughout the same 3-week period that the live cattle have been range bound, this market has just seen a nice slow steady grind higher. This market's seeing a test of that 50-day moving average back here in the early part of the month and just seeing a nice steady upside pushing all the way up here towards 343 last week. Haven't quite closed that gap yet. Once we're able to get bids above 345, we'll get that gap closed and should be pretty smooth sailing in this feeder market as well. Low volume period here over the last couple of weeks as we have been trading through the holidays. Christmas week, very little volume here, but once the volume starts to pour back in after the beginning of the year, we should see this market be pushing higher as the bulls will be jumping into this market and start to head back to the upside. Nice uptrend setting up here and remains intact as long as we're trading above that 50-day moving average. Look for the bulls to keep on grinding this market higher and see some nice upside here as we begin 2026. Over to the March corn futures now. This market continues to be range bound. We have seen some false breakouts both directions here, so we have expanded the range to include some of those swing highs. 435 to 455 is the new range. We have seen this market trading in this area over the last 2 to 3 months. We expect to see this range bound action continue as this $4.5 to this $4.35 to $4.50 has been a pretty sticky price point for these March corn futures. Not really expecting anything to change here at the moment. We need to get a close beyond either side of this range. But in the meantime, we expect to see this choppy, rangy action continue here as we head into 2026. Until we can get a close beyond either one of these edges, look for that range-bound action continue. And don't be making any serious directional bets here in this corn market as it still remains comfortable in this area. Crude oil prices seeing some more downside. We did see new yearly lows put in back here around the middle part of December. Nice little relief rally early last week leading up to Christmas before the breakdown on Friday. This market continuing to trade in bearish territory. Very little volatility here in this market as well, but just keeping the slow bleed lower. We did put in those new yearly lows, which usually leads to more lows. So look for this rejection we saw from last week's relief rally to continue with some more downside. Nice rejection as this market pushed up here towards that 50-day moving averages, that 50-day moving average. Bears continue to defend these major moving averages over the last month or two here, and we should see that downside continue. Offers below 56.65 should see this market continue grinding down there towards the mid 50s, and bears will want to keep on making new yearly lows and maybe get a flush down there towards 50. So look for the bears to keep on grinding this crude oil market lower. Not a whole lot to be excited about in terms of upside, but we should just see a continued slow, steady bleed in this oil market. Next up, equity markets continuing to shake off any sort of corrective moves. This market did see a little bit of a breakdown here throughout the middle part of November, but since then we have seen just continued signs of support from the bulls, defending the 50-day moving average over the last couple of weeks here. Good signs of accumulation and a nice Santa Claus rally here throughout the Christmas week as the S&P did push up into new all-time highs. Can't see anything more bullish than all-time highs, so the S&P continues to rally. We are still seeing a relative strength over here in the Dow stocks. Finance, industrial sectors continuing to lead with that being where the strength is. The Nasdaq and the tech sectors continuing to lag here a little bit, but we did see a nice strong push last week. This 26,000 level continues to be a tricky spot. 25.8 is more accurate. But at the moment, we continue to see this market being capped up here around 25.8. Look for this market to maybe pull back and try and offer some more support down here near these averages. But if the bulls are able to bid above 26,000, we should see this market head back up towards these all-time highs, and the Nasdaq and tech sector get on board and see a nice rally here into 2026. Everything's setting up. Equity index is all looking bullish. The semiconductor sector is what's putting a weight on the Nasdaq right now, but we should see those markets and sectors start to catch up. Most of these indexes trading right here at or near new all-time highs is a bullish sign. Look for this upside to continue here into the new year. We do have another short trading week with Thursday being off due to New Year's, so we will have another light volume holiday week, but we are setting up for some good opportunities as we move into 2026. Other than that, not a whole lot of news to be excited about this week. We will just continue to look for this upside in this equity market and that cattle market to keep on pushing higher, setting up for some good bullish moves into 2026. That's where we expect to see the strength here as we start off the new year. So thank you everyone for tuning in. We will catch you guys tomorrow night for closing comments. Thank you.